Today, I'm taking a One Piece quiz. The only problem is I've never watched One Piece. So I previously uploaded a blind character tier list of One Piece and people seem to love it. I'm not gonna lie, people seem to love watching me talk about One Piece, even though I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to anime, One Piece, or anything of that sort. So why not take a quiz blindly and see if I can do it right and make the One Piece community proud? This is the quiz that we're gonna be taking right now. But before we get into that, I have a confession to make. This is serious. My first confession is I am not an anime YouTuber. I'm sorry, I'm not an anime YouTuber. I just think these videos are fun and people seem to like them, so I just might as well do them. But I'm not an anime nerd. I'm not big into anime. I have dabbled into some, but I'm not a huge expert on anime, and I'm sorry. My second confession, I read chapter 1 of One Piece. It was peak. Now keep in mind, I think I've watched the first episode of One Piece a while ago, but I completely forgot everything that happened. So I read it, it was peak. Shanks saved Luffy from drowning in the ocean, and he got his arm bitten off, and he just whooped on everybody in that chapter. Bad news is I'm stopping there. I'm never reading anymore ever again in my life. Okay, back to the quiz. The first question, which pirate once owned the One Piece? Now I do know this. I said I read the chapter and I remembered. Goldie Roger. I'm pretty sure, right? Because he got crucified in the first chapter. I'm gonna take that as I'm correct because I'm amazing at this. Question number 2, where Alvida and her crew found Luffy in the first episode? Look, I know I said I watched the first episode, but that was such a long time ago. I don't really remember, but it's coming to me. In a box, in a bin, in a chest, in a barrel. In a barrel. I know it was in a barrel. I remember that. Question 3, who is this? That is the GOAT. That's the best character in the entire show, and I've only ever read one chapter, watched one episode. That's Roronoa Zoro. Boom, that's Zoro. It's not Sanji, that little rascal, that little dude. Nobody likes Sanji. I just know nobody likes Sanji. Usopp and Frankie. There's no way Frankie is a real character. Question 4, which one of the following isn't a member of the Straw Hat Pirates? And I'm assuming that's Luffy's crew, Straw Hat, because he has a straw hat on his head. All right, which isn't a member? Jinbe? That doesn't really sound like a real character to me. Ballet? That's just a form of dancing. Like, does One Piece think I'm dumb? I know that's a form of dancing. You're not gonna trick me. Brook? That's just a random blonde girl from Utah. Nami? This is a League of Legends character, Nami, right? I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what the right answer is. But if I had to guess, I feel like there's no way they have a girl named Ballet. That's just such a dumb name. Yo, this would be a lot more fun if I had a chat, so please go follow the Twitch so I could stream there one day and you could interact with me, even though you probably don't even like me that much. You're just watching because I'm reacting to One Piece and you like One Piece, but I want you to like me for me one day. What is the birthplace of Usopp? Isn't this like a story? Aesop's Fables or Usopp's Fables? Isn't that like a fairy tale? We got Goat Island. That's where LeBron James is from. Drum Island. Gosa Village. Syrup Village. Wait, Canada's in One Piece? Since when was Canada in One Piece with Syrup Village? What the freaky? Okay, Usopp sounds like he's fat. He just has like a fat sounding name. I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, but he just sounds fat. Drum, like he beats his belly probably. Drum Island. That's where he sounds like he's from. That's a good interpretation. Question 6. Who is Monkey D. Luffy's Japanese voice? Okay, this is not even about the show. This is about voice actors. How am I supposed to know who a voice actor is? Oh my gosh, bro. This is about to get racist when I try to say their names. All right, we got Kappei Yamaguchi. We got Hirakai Hirata. We got Kazuya Nakai. Oh, wait, Kazuya's a Street Fighter. Oh no, he's a Tekken character. My bad. We got Mayumi Tanaka. Mayumi Tanaka. Another anime I've seen is Haikyuu. Not all of that. I think I saw 2 seasons. And Tanaka is one of the characters in that show. All right, but Monkey D. Luffy's Japanese voice actor, is it a girl or a guy? I feel like they all have girl voice actors, or am I wrong? I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. Hirakai Hirata sounds like, I feel like I've heard that before, so I'm gonna go with Hirakai Hirata. Question 7, what is the ability of Yami Yami no Mi Devil Fruit? Yami Yami no Mi. Is this a rap song? What are we doing? Yami Yami no Mi Devil Fruit. That sounds like some type of deliciousness to do with food. Making the user soap human? What does that even mean? Making the user darkness human? Making the user splitting human? Making the user free modification human? This grammar seems off. Why is the thing before the human? It should be like making the user human soap, no? Or am I reading the powers incorrectly? Yami Yami no Mi. No me as in myself. You're splitting the human. That's obvious. Like, One Piece thinks I'm not intelligent. What is the second highest rank in the Marines organization? Okay, Admiral's got to be the first rank. It just sounds like it's the first rank. And then you got your Admiral, and then you got your Vice Admiral, like a President and Vice President, or President and Vice Principal. Rear Admiral, that just sounds a little bit like gay. There's nothing wrong with being gay. It just sounds gay. Fleet Admiral, that sounds like multiple like little goons. So I'm gonna go with Vice Admiral. So far, I think I'm 8 for 8. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm killing this quiz so far. Question 9, who is the Fleet Admiral of the Marines before the time skip? Bro, Ryokugyu, Mamanja, Sagaku, Sakazuki. How am I gonna know any? I don't know any of these names. All right, if we use our brain, a Marine has to sound kind of like fierce in some way, shape, or form, right? Sengoku, kind of. I feel like I've heard the name Sengoku in that tier list I did. I don't remember any of the characters anymore. Mamanja, definitely not a good character name. Ryokugyu, but That doesn't sound like a Marine. I think Sengoku. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, Sengoku is one of the characters in the Marines. Who is the second person to join the Straw Hat Pirates, which I'm assuming again is Luffy's crew? Sanji, the little feminine dude, Roronoa Zoro, the greatest character of all time, Aesop's Fables, or Nami from League of Legends? Nami's a girl, right? I'm pretty sure it's Nami. I know I've seen Nami with I was about to say with One Piece, with Luffy. I'm gonna go with Nami. Bro, I'm 10 for 10. I think I'm 10 for 10. How old is Monkey D. Luffy after the time skip? Wait, what time skip are they talking about? Because in the first chapter that I read, he was a little kid, then he like grew up to be like 15 or something. Or was there another time skip that I don't know about? I'm gonna assume 16. There's no way he's an adult male, right? Wait, but maybe he is an adult male because there's no way they would let a kid go out and become a pirate. I'm gonna say 18. If they're letting an underage Luffy, Monkey D, little dude from a town become a pirate on his own shit, they're doing something wrong in that village and they need to fire the mayor. Hey, I'll become the mayor. I'm down to run. Sea of Survival Super Rookie Saga consists of how many chapters? Okay, I know a saga is like a culmination of a bunch of arcs. I do got knowledge there. So it can't be 207 because that's to be more, right? 207 is like one arc. It's one of these three. And one thing I learned about taking tests is you got to look for the odd one out. So it can't be 600 because that's the only one in the sixes. And then you look at these two. 597 is the only other one that has a 7 in the thing. So 597, 207, it's 597. That's valid. Easy. I'm 12 for 12. Question 13. Who trained Luffy during the 2-year time skip? Yeah, there's another time skip that I was unaware about. So my last answer is probably wrong. First of all, Goldie Roger died in the beginning, so it can't be him. Raleig's that old dude. Shanks is the GOAT. Who the hell was Kobe, bro? They just tried sneaking in a random white guy in this quiz. Like, you're not part of One Piece, bro. I'm gonna say they're Shanks or Rayleigh's, but Rayleigh's is like pretty much a grocery store, no? So I'm just gonna have to go with Shanks. What was the name of the first ship of Luffy's crew? Moby Dick. Easy. Moby Dick. I'll be honest, I don't think it's Moby Dick. That's that one book about the big whale. Going Merry, Moby Dick, Thousand Sunny. Why would it be Going Merry and Moby Dick? It has to be Thousand Sunny by process of elimination. This is just basic IQ and logic. Final question. Shijichi Bukai is a group consisting of how many members? How many members are in a typical pirate group? I'm assuming this is a pirate group, right? Shijiki Bukai? Or is that like some type of demonic mountain men group? 6 sounds about right. 11 seems like too much. And every other number is in the single digits. So it could be 6, 7. It could be 6, 7, or 8. And if I had to bet my life on the line, I'm gonna have to say a nice 8 because 8 sounds like such a good number. All right, before I reveal what I got on this quiz, if you just had to guess, what do you think I got on it? I mean, you wouldn't guess because you probably know the answers in your head, but I feel like I got 100%, maybe one wrong, and I scored 7 out of 15. I actually thought I did good on this quiz, bro. Admiral's the second highest? That doesn't even make sense. Luffy was 19, that makes sense. And Rayleigh's trained Luffy? Bro, I don't know nothing about this show. I'm gonna be so honest, I actually tried really hard on that quiz, bro. I tried doing my deduction skills, I tried figuring out which was right, but I guess I'm just not a One Piece like nerd and like savant like everybody else is. If you could do me a favor, can you please subscribe and like the video? I'm sorry for not making the One Piece community proud, for not making the anime community proud, but like I said before, I'm not an anime YouTuber. I'm not a One Piece YouTuber. I just like making YouTube videos for fun, whether it be funny videos, reaction videos, looking at One Piece, looking at, you know, games, whatever. And I hope you like watching me. If you don't, well, it's okay. God is great and goodbye.